Hi. Hey, howdy. Cole Chestnut, construction guy here. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to achieve work-life balance and prevent burnout. Burnout is the result of chronic workplace stress that has not been effectively managed. It's characterized by three dimensions: feelings of energy depletion or exhaustion, increased mental distance from one's job, feelings of negativity or cynicism related to one's job, and finally, reduced professional efficacy. Sometimes people get stuck in a rut of hard work and need a fresh perspective. Stepping out of a routine or temporarily stepping away from a difficult situation can provide new ideas to move forward more effectively. I'd like to share some tips with you to improve your work-life balance and prevent burnout. First, some background. I try to avoid working as a regular employee dedicated to one company long-term because I've found other ways for a more satisfactory work-life balance. An employee's typical schedule with one or maybe two brief vacations per year does not fit my desired lifestyle. So I used to work on a back-to-back rotational basis with other project managers. For example, on big projects in distant locations where we would typically work every day for several weeks and then take a few weeks off. Now, being self-employed, I like to hustle 50 to 60, sometimes 70 hours per week for a while, and then take extended time off. I found that having long sabbaticals allows me to go places and do things that I would not be able to experience during a brief vacation. Of course, that's not everybody's idea of work-life balance and has not always been mine, but for the past several years, that's what I've been trying to do with some success. In fact, I've managed to take off 2 or 3 months at least every year for the past 14 years, I think. I can maintain effectiveness during my time off by training people to take over for me, by preparing systems to keep people informed and accountable, and by checking in regularly. The key to success at this is not to work so hard as to burn out and crash, obviously, but instead to work intentionally toward the goal of my presence not being needed. This may take a lot of preparation and hard work to achieve your version of work-life balance, but it's worth the investment. Here's an example of burnout. I worked with a senior superintendent on a big building project to help finish it. He told me that he'd been working almost 3 years without a vacation. I had now been there from the beginning, and I didn't know that guy previously. But apparently, he was a good guy who got burnt out. He had an excellent reputation from his career history, but had been reduced to barely showing up to meetings and just faking his way through the last phases of the project. Whether his burnout was caused by his stubborn refusal to take a break, or the company not adequately supporting him and their project, or other reasons, it certainly caused a lot of strife among the project stakeholders. His reputation was diminished, relationships were damaged, and several people quit. In the end, the project got done, but the process was much messier than it should have been. There's some good advice in this article from the Harvard Business Review about improving work-life balance. The title of this article is "You Can Be a Great Leader and Also Have a Life." Similar to the story about burnout that I told, this article describes some typical situations. Quoting, "These intense work styles are often celebrated as the only way to get to the top and be a super productive leader. Indeed, surveys show that managers and executives describe the ideal worker as someone with no personal life or caregiving responsibilities. And a majority of leaders themselves, the ones who set the tone for organizations and model behavior for everyone else, think work-life balance is, at best, an elusive ideal and at worst, a complete myth." In an interview, 3 CEOs rated as top performers by HBR said the job was 24/7 and admitted they were not great role models. The article goes on to explain some solutions. Some of the most effective strategies, including planning vacations where possible, around the seasonality of work, delegating and reviewing essential teamwork 2 weeks before leaving, creating a what can wait list 1 week before vacation, and avoiding scheduling meetings and phone calls 1 day before and 1 day after vacation to concentrate on essential priorities. Articles like this often point out examples of big shot executives and giant corporations, which might seem out of reach for most people. I know that many small business owners and independent consultants can also achieve similar results, as well as some employees of some companies. Job satisfaction and balance with life outside of work are possible to achieve. Maybe you need to learn to better cope with your situation. Maybe you need time off to refresh. Maybe you need to change your employer, your career, or yourself. If you hate your job or are burnt out, find another way. You can do it. I offer a free checklist of tips to help you effectively plan for vacations. Go to colechestnut.com and subscribe to my email updates to get that. That's all for now. Out.